Hey, I'm joined by Emberlin Caldwell
Hi.
and Jarrett Harson for this special interview.
Back again.
You did so good last week. We brought you back for more. This time you're asking the questions. But Emberlin, you are a freshman.
Yes.
You play softball.
Yes.
And you got AMC Pitcher of the Week?
Yes, sir.
How do you get that?
I don't know, honestly. When I saw it, my dad's really good friend had texted me. I was in class actually, and right after I got the messages, my phone was kind of blowing up and I didn't know what was going on, and it kind of surprised me, honestly. I was like, oh shoot, that can happen.
What?
So it was super cool. It was a really big honor.
Yeah.
One earned run over 14 innings will do that.
Thank you.
That'll do your job.
So, okay, Jarrett Harson, you're the student athlete assistant director, something like that.
Sports information.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I've heard it both ways. Okay. So tell us what it means that how did she get that?
So every week we nominate a pitcher and a hitter. Every SID in the conference will nominate a pitcher and a hitter. And then Monday morning at 8 a.m., everyone will vote. And then whoever gets the most votes wins player of the week.
How often do freshmen get it?
I mean,
Is it really rare?
not
or-
really. I mean, anyone can get it as long as they play.
Make her
really-
feel special. Make her feel special.
No, it is very special because there's a lot of really, really good softball players in this conference. So you being the best pitcher in a week is really tough to do. So
Thank you.
really, really, you played awesome.
Thank
You
you.
did really good.
So how often do you pitch in games?
Like here?
Yeah.
So far just 7 innings, 6 innings, seven.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you
A
like
game's
the
worth.
starting pitcher?
It depends on whatever Coach Nutt says for the day.
Gotcha. Well, let's just rewind the clock, Emberlin.
Okay.
What inspired you to start playing softball, and specifically, like, how did you discover a passion for pitching?
So this is probably going to be the most lame answer ever, but I was really young when I started softball, so I just saw it because all my friends were doing it.
Uh-huh.
I was like 6, so, all my friends were playing softball. I was doing every sport at the time, and then I was like, oh, okay, I want to do that because they're doing it. So if we get to hang out together, then, but over time, obviously that answer has gotten more in depth rather than just what my friends are doing. But my passion for pitching was probably, again, when I was younger, I always wanted to be a pitcher because you got to be in the circle. You got to be the most important position, and everyone kind of looked at you. And I loved being the center of attention when I was a kid. So I was very fiery, which I still am. But I kind of just wanted to be that person. I knew it was an important role. And obviously, as years have gone by, I've realized how important it's developed over my years than just being in a circle and just standing there waiting for the ball to get hit to you. So,
Well, so you've been playing since you were 6 years old.
mm-hmm.
What adjustments have you had to make in your game to jump from the high school level to collegiate level?
Well, in high school, I would say that I still played some pretty good competition, thankfully, which prepared me for college. Same thing with travel ball because we were in a really intense program, and I feel like that's pushed me a lot. I got to be with my friends, I got to be with my people, but it also was good competition preparing me for the college level. But I would say the biggest difference is probably not having to pitch every game, which is good because I love supporting my fellow pitchers when we play in college, which I love that because in my high school career, I had to pitch every game, every inning, and we'd play double headers. So not having that, and also seeing that the hitters aren't they chase the ball more in high school. In college, they're more selective. I feel like also you see a lot of more mentally tough people in college, which is really, really good because it's more of a competition, and it's like, oh shoot, I'm not the only one that's mentally tough. My infielders aren't the only ones that are mentally tough, like the people we're playing against, because if you can just, as a pitcher, if you can get in someone's head, you've won, so that's like my first thing I do when I'm pitching. I try to look intimidating. I try to be intimidating because if you're showing weakness, then they're going to know that they own you, basically.
It's funny how like smiley you are in here.
Dog.
But that picture, I was like, hey, send me a picture you prefer to use for the promotional.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the most intimidating picture, like where you're staring into everybody's soul. Like, I can see how you could get into people's heads when you're pitching.
Thank you.
Yes. It's a very good acting skill you have there. Okay, you're a freshman. Tell me where you're from again.
Van Buren, Arkansas.
Van Buren. And you've had a great collegiate career so far.
Thank you.
And it's just the first season. But you're also involved with the Women's Social Club. Okay, so tell me about how did you get involved with that, and like what's life like in the Women's Social Club?
So something I regretted in high school was not getting more involved with things because I was so focused on just softball and recruitment, because it's not talked about often when you're in high school and you want to go to college for softball or sport in general. I just know for softball, it's really intense. You're really focused on just that, honestly. Like my whole high school career, of course, I was focused on school, but every single day it was a challenge, a process. Okay, what am I going to do for recruitment today? I have to go practice, just things like that. So I wanted to get more involved now that I made it to the level that I wanted to make it to. So I thought being a part of something that I could expand my palette of friends and people that I meet would be really good. So I'm in the Women's Social Club and I'm in Tri Beta, and it's given me different people to kind of connect with rather than just a softball team. And I love my softball team, and I love my Women's Social Club, and I love every part of everything that I'm in, basically, because I don't know, I just love meeting people. I'm a very big people person. So I don't know, just managing that is really, it's difficult at times because you don't want to interfere with practice, but they work around your schedule, every club that I'm in, and I love that because it allows me to be involved in something that's not just softball related and not focusing my life on just softball, even though my life is basically softball and I'm all for it. So
Sure. There's not a lot of softball players in the Women's Social Club, are there?
it's just me.
Really?
Yes.
So what are you majoring in?
Biology.
You're really busy with softball. You're in a hard degree program, and you're still making time to like expand your friendship circles. That's incredible.
Thank you.
Is it hard to balance all that?
I would say right now it's okay. I like to live life on just like go mode. I've never been one, I can't just sit down. Like it drives me insane. And so I love to be doing something always. If I'm kept busy all the time, I feel like you're living life to the fullest, and that's what I like to do. I have to be doing something at all times, so that helps a lot to be busy. And I like being busy. I prefer to be busy. So honestly, the fact that they can work with my schedule helps so much, because then I'm going straight from practice to a meeting we have or a Bible study we're having, something that depends on what we're doing that day. So I really like that, being busy. So it's difficult, but I would say it's really not that difficult in the same sense, because I love it. So I make it, I don't know, I feel like if you just tell yourself it's difficult and it's stressful, then it's going to be difficult and stressful. But if you just kind of have fun with it and see what you can do, then it's kind of what I'm doing, especially with my major. It's not easy at all, but I know what I want to do when I'm older. So I know that I have to go through the challenges that it takes for the major to get there. So.
And what is that career plan?
I want to be a dermatologist physician's assistant.
Okay. That's very specific.
Yes.
All right, let's get back to softball.
Okay.
Jarrett,
So
tee it up.
yeah, so you and I both know softball, baseball, both very, very mental games.
Yes.
You have to be very mentally tough. Is there anything you do before games to kind of get you into that mindset where you need to be, not show any weakness? Is there anything specific that you do?
So my main preach about softball in general is exactly mental toughness, because it is the most important part. I will preach that till the day I die, because I have seen it. I've umpired little girls that have told me that they don't mean anything to this world because they can't pitch a ball. And that's crazy, because they do mean something to the world, but they're young and they don't know how hard it is to be mentally tough, especially as a pitcher, because everyone's eyes are on you. You get the win of the game, you get the loss of the game, because that's what they see. You're doing something every single moment. So mental toughness, I'm not going to lie, I don't do anything before games, because I've prepared myself over the years to be mentally tough, and I've read books. I've done just sit in my room, be alone, and just take that time with myself, building myself up. I write things down throughout the week about myself. I'm just affirmations about, like you're worthy, you're strong, you're just building myself up, because if you believe it, then you're going to show it on the field. So But it's the most important part about softball, for sure, because if you are mentally weak, then it doesn't matter how good you are at softball, it won't show.
Absolutely.
So I really just have prepared myself over the years because I've seen how it is to be mentally weak, and I've also been there before. So, and it's very common too, because you get in a pressure situation sometimes and you just fall, And I feel like everyone's dealt with that, and they know how important it is if you're at this level that it is to be mentally tough. So,
yeah. So you said earlier, college softball recruitment is super competitive and super hard to, you have to work really hard to get to where you are. Do you have any advice for anyone that may want to move up and play at the college level?
Yeah. So the first thing I would say is I would say like a late bloomer, because I didn't start travel until later than a lot of girls. I think I was like 13, 12, somewhere around that area. And basically, I would say that if you enjoy softball first, then that's the first thing to do for if you're young, because I have seen on Twitter just little girls basically trying to grow up too fast, and they are trying to get recruited, and they're like 11, 12, 13, and it sounds crazy, but it's so true that they're just trying to grow up too fast. They're trying to not enjoy softball like we did, because during my age, I was told to enjoy it, and then recruitment comes, and it gets intense. It gets intense really fast, but I feel like if you just post on Twitter, that's what I did to get recruited. I think that now that social media is such a big aspect in our world, I think we take advantage of that and use Twitter, post videos, email coaches still, and just get their attention. And also, I've always been preached this my entire life by every coach that I've been a part of in the recruiting process. If you go to a camp, be the loudest one there. I'm very loud. I'm very energetic. So you want to stand out. And you want to, if you make an error, don't show it. I feel like that's so cliche to say, but you want to be the loudest and proudest one there. Look excited and look like you're having fun. And give yourself options. You want to give yourself so many options, because if you just die down on one school, you're going to crush yourself if you can't get there. So you kind of just want to, what I did was I reached out to the coaches that I was looking interested in. I went to camps, I played travel ball, and I did showcases, and I worked my butt off because I'm not naturally talented. So I had to work every single day to be where I want to, and I'm still not content with where I am. So just practice outside, because it will show on the field when it's most important. And being mentally tough, coaches see that all the time. So that's what they look for.
Yeah, like you said, you have to enjoy it. It's a game. Once you get to college, it becomes a lot harder because, it becomes a job, because you're practicing so much to be good in college. So when you're in high school, when you're in middle school, before that, you have to enjoy it. You have to play the game. It is a game. You have to enjoy it. You have to have fun doing it, because if you're not having fun doing it in high school, you're not going to have fun doing it in college.
Right.
And you're not, you have to enjoy it. And that goes for any sport out there. If you don't enjoy playing basketball, or you don't enjoy playing baseball or softball, you're not going to enjoy it in college. So you have to love what you do every day.
Exactly.
As a freshman, as a pitcher, you have to be expected to be a leader on the team. Do you approach that in any different way than you would if you were an upperclassman, or how have you kind of sunk into that leadership role?
The thing about Williams and the girls here, I appreciate my team so much, because they don't make you feel like you're an underclassman if you are. And when I was in high school, I loved my high school. If you know me, I'm very proud to be from Van Buren. I just love Van Buren. So, when I was a freshman though, I went to a school that wasn't Van Buren, and the seniors there, they weren't as welcoming, and they kind of, they made you feel like you were a freshman. So being here and seeing that difference and being treated as I'm still worthy, I'm still able to get this time on the field if I work hard enough, to know that is very, very appreciating, because I didn't have that as a freshman in high school. So seeing myself as a leader is very important, because if you see yourself as a leader, you will be a leader. And also just being different, because I'm very adamant about being different. I want to be different, and I want people to know, like, why does she act that way, you know? And I feel like if you're a freshman, junior, senior, sophomore, whatever you are, you can still be a leader if you really just show supporting your team, hyping your teammates up. And I see many leaders on our team. So I love that, because if you have many leaders, there's many good examples, and people see that. They're like, what makes them so different? And I feel like I can still be a leader as a freshman because everyone on the team makes me feel welcome, and they make me feel like I'm just like them. We're all on the same level. We have one goal, and it's to win. And I feel like just being the loudest one because I'm very loud, and just being myself is a leader in itself, because you lead by example.
Yeah, Coach Nutt has done a really, really good job with the culture of that program. Like,
yes, she has.
No doubt.
Absolutely. She's
the best.
Great.
Yes.
She's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Are you where you want to be in life right now?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I would say I am, but I'm never content and I'm never comfortable, kind of like how I mentioned earlier, because I always feel like you can better yourself in every single way. Your faith, your friendships, how you live, softball specifically, mentally, everything. And I feel like I can never say that I am where I want to be in life until I'm dead. Like, I mean, shoot, in heaven, because I just want to push myself. If you're content in life and if you're comfortable, it's just, you're never going to be as happy as you can be, because I feel like if you push yourself every single day, and if you just make yourself a better person, do something different every single day, even if it's the littlest thing, but if it means something to you that you're pushing yourself to be better, then you're going to be the happiest. But I feel like you can never be anyone. I feel like anyone can never be where they want to be in life, because if you're comfortable, that's not okay. I'm not comfortable with being comfortable.
But happy at Williams?
Yes, very happy.
Yeah, good. I like the way you've said everything. I just want to say that.
Thank you so much.
Is there like a loss that you're like, hey, we lost, but we really won? Like, we did what nobody thought was possible.
Can I go to high school? Because
Yeah.
I haven't been here very long. Okay. Yeah. So in our high school career, we started, like, my sophomore year. It was bad. It was bad. We had, I was a sophomore, and then the class under us was very good. We had a lot of potential, but we didn't do as well as we needed to. And we were young. So now the junior year, that's when we proved ourselves. We made history. We made the first ever conference champions. And that was a really big deal, because we had something to prove, because everyone doubted us. Everyone didn't want to lose against us. So the next year, my senior year, we did even better. We only had 4 losses on the year, and that included our state semifinals. I feel like even though we lost my junior year and my senior year of high school in the state semifinals every single time, and it was just a really close game. It was just one of those moments where we didn't do as well as we should have, and we didn't play. We choked almost. But I feel like that entire season was such a win, because we proved something. Mm-hmm. What we proved was we can make every single other team mad, but still lose. We didn't even win, and we didn't even win the entire state championship. But everyone didn't want to lose to us. No one wanted to lose to us. We were hated, but it was because of our attitudes. We were so energetic. We had so much fun playing. And I would say that entire season was just a win, because we loved it. We had fun, and we did win a lot. And even though we didn't finish it all and win the state championship, we still won, because we made friendships and relationships with every single person involved in that softball team for life. Yep. And we enjoyed what we were doing, and we pushed girls that didn't even like playing softball into loving it, because of the atmosphere that we brought. Everyone loved each other. We were a huge family, and that's why I chose Williams. I know that wasn't a question asked, but I feel like that's a big reason why I chose Williams. I was trying to replicate what I had in high school. And I love the atmosphere here. I love how we hype each other up. I love how we weren't last year. I wasn't here, but I know it wasn't a really good season. But this year we have something to prove. And I love that. I love having something to prove. I love being an underdog, because if you just always are winning, it gets boring. And again, I want to always be winning, but we have to push ourselves every single time. Every single team that we play is a challenge. And I just feel like if we just continue to keep this atmosphere, we're going to have a really good team this year. So.
It's really fun to be the villain sometimes.
Exactly. That's perfect way to put it.
Yeah. Emberlin, thank you so much for joining us. Jarrett, thanks for jumping in here and co-hosting this podcast. So keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Y'all are both excellent. So.